Welcome to OLevels Business Studies Unit 27 Economic Issues. The economy continuously evolves, impacting businesses directly and indirectly. Factors like the business cycle, government policies, interest rate changes, exchange rates, unemployment, and inflation significantly shape business conditions. While businesses cannot control these changes, they can choose how to respond, influencing their success or struggles in varying economic conditions. Economic growth fluctuates over time, alternating between expansion, stagnation, and decline. Gross domestic product, measuring the total value of goods and services produced, reflects economic performance. The business cycle has four stages: growth, where GDP rises, unemployment falls, and living standards improve; boom, where excessive spending increases prices costs, creating uncertainty; recession, marked by GDP decline, lower demand, and job losses; and slump, a prolonged downturn with high unemployment and widespread struggles. These cycles recur, affecting businesses and consumers. Governments stabilize the economy by preventing severe downturns or excessive booms. Rising inflation increases business costs, creating uncertainty and potential downturns. A stable economic environment supports steady growth, enabling businesses to plan and maintain profitability. Economic indicators directly impact businesses. Employment changes affect operations and consumer purchasing power. High unemployment simplifies hiring but reduces consumer spending, affecting sales. Businesses offering lower cost alternatives may benefit as consumers adjust spending. Rising inflation increases business costs, leading to higher prices and reduced demand for non essential items, impacting revenue. GDP growth indicates a stronger economy, benefiting businesses through higher sales and disposable income. However, lower unemployment can make recruitment more challenging. Governments maintain economic stability by focusing on four objectives: keeping inflation low to stabilize prices and control business costs, reducing unemployment to sustain incomes and consumer spending, promoting economic growth to drive development and expansion, and managing the balance of payments to ensure stable trade. These objectives create conditions for businesses and consumers to thrive. Inflation occurs when average prices of goods and services rise over time. High inflation reduces workers' purchasing power, lowering real income and prompting wage demands to maintain living standards. It also increases production costs, making local goods less competitive, reducing demand, causing job losses, and lowering living standards. Businesses may delay expansion due to cost uncertainty. Low inflation promotes business growth and improves a country's ability to sell goods and services internationally. Unemployment occurs when people willing and able to work cannot find jobs. High unemployment lowers economic output and increases government spending on benefits, reducing resources for essential services like education and healthcare. Low unemployment boosts productivity, raises incomes, increases consumer spending, and supports business expansion, strengthening the economy. Economic growth occurs when a country's production of goods and services increases, measured by rising gross domestic product. Growth improves living standards as people afford more goods and services. When GDP declines, businesses produce less, causing job losses and higher unemployment. Lower employment reduces consumer spending, discouraging business expansion. A shrinking economy lowers living standards and causes financial challenges. Sustained growth is essential for creating jobs, raising wages, and enhancing prosperity. A country's balance of payments is the difference between the value of exports and imports. Exports bring money into the economy, while imports result in money flowing out. Governments aim to balance exports and imports over time. When imports exceed exports, a balance of payments deficit occurs, leading to foreign currency shortages, increased borrowing, and currency depreciation. Depreciation makes imports more expensive, potentially raising inflation. Governments address trade deficits by promoting exports and managing currency stability. A balanced economy supports sustainable growth and financial stability. Governments shape the economy through taxation and spending, allocating funds to public services, infrastructure, and social benefits. They control a significant portion of GDP through taxation, aiming to achieve low inflation, low unemployment, economic growth, and a stable balance of payments. Government policies influence business investment, production, and employment, requiring managers to adapt strategies accordingly. Key economic policies include fiscal policy, which involves taxation and government spending, monetary policy, which regulates interest rates and money supply, and supply side policies, which improve productivity and efficiency. These policies define the economic environment businesses operate in. Fiscal policy manages economic activity through taxation and spending. Governments collect revenue via direct taxes on individuals and businesses and indirect taxes on goods and services, funding services like education, healthcare, infrastructure, and defense. Higher income taxes reduce disposable income, lowering consumer spending and decreasing demand for non essential goods, impacting businesses. Increased corporate taxes reduce profits, limiting reinvestment in expansion and innovation. Corporate tax is imposed on business profits. Higher tax rates reduce net earnings, hindering investment in growth or expansion. Lower profits affect shareholders and discourage entrepreneurship by reducing financial incentives. Excessive taxation may lead businesses to cut jobs or relocate to countries with lower taxes. Indirect taxes, like value added tax, VAT, are applied to goods and services at sale. These taxes raise prices, potentially reducing demand. Businesses dependent on discretionary spending may suffer as consumers prioritize essentials. Higher indirect taxes also reduce workers' real incomes and purchasing power. Governments impose import tariffs, taxes on foreign goods, to protect domestic industries. Tariffs make imports more expensive, encouraging local purchases but increasing costs for businesses using imported materials. Other countries may retaliate with tariffs, causing trade disputes and reducing international sales. Import quotas, which limit the quantity of certain imports, also protect local industries, but can result in higher prices and limited product availability for consumers. Government spending supports economic stability. Investment in public services and infrastructure creates jobs, stimulates demand, and boosts GDP. Funding for education and healthcare improves workforce skills and productivity, benefiting the economy long term. Cuts in spending, often due to budget deficits or excessive borrowing, reduce funding for major projects, harming businesses reliant on government contracts and causing job losses and slower growth. Effective spending and taxation balance maintain economic stability, supporting business development, employment, and prosperity. Monetary policy controls interest rates set by the government or central bank, directly affecting businesses and individuals. Interest rates determine borrowing costs, impacting loans for businesses and consumers. Higher interest rates increase loan costs for businesses, reducing profits and limiting reinvestment or distribution to owners. They also discourage borrowing, reducing investments in new projects and growth. Entrepreneurs may struggle to secure capital, slowing economic growth. For consumers, higher interest rates raise loan and mortgage costs, lowering disposable income and demand for goods, especially expensive items like cars and houses. This reduces sales, production, and jobs in affected industries. Higher rates can attract foreign investment, increasing currency demand and appreciation. A stronger currency makes imports cheaper but exports more expensive, harming domestic exporters. Lower interest rates have the opposite effect, depreciating currency and boosting export competitiveness. Supply-side policies aim to increase economic efficiency and productivity by improving the supply of goods and services. These policies enhance industry competitiveness, promote business expansion, and create jobs. Privatization, transferring state-owned enterprises to private ownership, improves efficiency through competition and profit incentives. Improving training and education enhances workforce skills, particularly in industries with labor shortages, boosting productivity. Reducing regulations and limiting monopoly power promote competition, driving innovation, lower prices, and efficiency. These policies create a dynamic, efficient economy that supports long-term growth. Government economic policies, including changes in taxation, tariffs, interest rates, and public spending, directly impact business decisions. Businesses must adapt to remain competitive and profitable. Higher income taxes reduce disposable income, prompting businesses to lower prices to maintain demand, which cuts profit margins and may lead to using cheaper materials, affecting brand reputation. Increased tariffs push businesses to rely on local goods, though foreign products may still offer higher quality, complicating the shift. Rising interest rates make borrowing costlier, reducing investment in growth and innovation. Businesses may focus on affordable products or sell assets to raise funds instead of relying on loans. Increased government spending creates opportunities, such as public sector contracts in infrastructure or services, though competition can limit benefits. The impact of policy changes depends on their scale and competitors' responses, requiring businesses to adapt quickly to maintain their position. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for further content.